So we'll see what it ends up being. And there he enters as usual.
Hi!
So I'm not sure what the... Now you made me forget where I was.
Don't you know that you're beautiful? No matter what the scars, no matter what they say, then we'll shout it out louder, prouder. Ain't no one gonna hold us down, 'cause you know that we're beautiful, just the way we are, just the way you are, oh, just the way you are.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Sunday meal prep video. A little bit of different setting. I'm doing things a little bit different this week. My daughter is here this weekend. We are going to be celebrating her birthday, so I'm trying to do a little bit of prep this morning. It's going to be a very quick meal prep, not my traditional meal prep. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kristi. I'm currently following the WW Blue program, but I do provide the points for all 3 programs on my channel, and I will also link you to the recipe, so if you're not following WW, you can get any nutritional facts that you need there. So normally for my meal preps, I do a great big meal prep, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks for my husband and I for the week. But this week is a little different because this weekend I have company. My daughter is visiting. I had my grandson yesterday on Saturday, so the weekend is kind of different this weekend. But when I am busy on the weekend, I still like to at least take an hour to do a little bit of prep work for the week so that my husband and I can stay on track for the week. So this week, all I'm doing is breakfast and lunches. I'm not doing any dinner kits. So for breakfast this week, doing super easy breakfast bentos, just throwing some things together in a meal prep container. I'm gonna be doing yogurt, cheese, hard-boiled eggs, Canadian bacon, and fruit. For lunch this week, I'm planning on ground chicken taco bake. I'm really excited to try this recipe. It sounds delicious. I got this from the Springer Mountain Farms website. So excited to try that. So like I said, this is not gonna be a traditional meal prep. You may see a couple clips thrown in where I am kind of doing a little bit of vlogging. We'll see what happens, and we'll see how meal prep goes. It may be very quick. If it is, then I'll throw a couple clips in. And if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also click the notification bell. That way you're notified anytime I upload new content. So for breakfast this week, I'm just doing super easy breakfast bento. Just gonna have some hard-boiled eggs, some Canadian bacon, cheese, just throw some things together into a container. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cook my eggs. I'm just gonna hard boil these in my Instant Pot, which I actually don't have an Instant Pot. I have an Elite Bistro, but still works the same. So I have a cup of water in here, and I have these little trivet things. They're stackable, there's 2 of them, so I have 12 eggs in there. And by the way, any items that you see me showing today in my video, I will have them linked down below, so if you want to go check those out on Amazon, you certainly can. So I have these little trivets in here. I have 12 eggs. I'm just going to get my top on there. And make sure it's in airtight. And then I'm going to put it on high pressure for 7 minutes. How long you cook yours depends on how you like them. I like mine pretty much really hard boiled, but you could do them anywhere between 3 and 7 minutes depending on how you like them. But 7 minutes for me is usually the way I like them. And then just hit start. I'm going to let that go, and when it's done, I'm going to do a quick release on it and get it immediately into an ice bath. So while the eggs are going, I'm going to get my berries. I'm going to be having berries with the breakfast bentos. So I just used my OXO salad spinner to wash the berries in some vinegar water. So I have blackberries. Yes, they're blackberries. I kept calling them blueberries in my meal planner grocery haul video. So just dump those in there. And then I just put them in vinegar water. I use about 1 part vinegar to 4 parts water. I'm going to use the same bowl to make the ice bath for the eggs. Alright, so it just beeped saying that it's ready, so now I'm going to let it quick release, which always keep your face away when you do this. Once it's done, just take the top off. Oh, we got one that cracked. Now we're going to get them immediately into the ice bath. And that is it. So I'm going to let those sit and cool, and I'll assemble the bentos. Alright, so now I'm going to assemble the containers. If you watched my meal prep last week, you saw that I had gotten these yogurts and I planned on using them with that apple crisp breakfast bake that I made, but that was so filling, so we didn't need these, so I'm going to use them this week. So those are 2 points, so I'm putting those in there. I use these little aluminum muffin tins for the berries, so I'm just going to put some berries in there. I'm also going to be using this light Babybel cheese. These are 1 point. And I have Canadian bacon here. You can have 4 slices of this for 1 point. So I'm going to put 4 slices in each one. If you want to cook this up ahead of time, you can if you kind of like it crispy, but I'm just going to put them in there like this. So I'm going to put 4 in each container. And then the last thing that'll go in here will be the 2 hard-boiled eggs. So that's going to be our little quick little breakfast this week. Super easy to throw together when you don't have a lot of time to prep. So I'm just going to go through and get the rest of these assembled. So I just added the eggs too, so that is our breakfast. So for blue and purple, it's going to be 2 points for the yogurt, 0 for the berries, 1 point for the cheese, 1 point for the Canadian bacon, and 0 for the eggs. So for blue and purple, it's going to be 4 points. And then for green, you need to add 2 points for each egg, so depending on how many eggs you use. So in this situation for green, it would be 8 points. So you'd have 4 points for the eggs and then 4 points for the others. So that's our breakfast this week. So now I'm going to put the lunch together. Okay, so moving on to lunch, I'm going to be doing the ground chicken taco bake. I got this recipe from Springer Mountain Farms website. So the only modifications I did is I'm not using olive oil for the pan. I'm just going to spray the pan. And for the Greek yogurt, I'm using the Fage non-fat yogurt. That kind's not as tart as the other yogurts. I'm going to be leaving the cilantro out because my husband doesn't like cilantro. And for the cheese, it calls for low-fat shredded cheddar or Mexican. I'm going to use Velveeta Mexican. So the rest of the ingredients you need for this is 1 pound of ground chicken breast, a small onion, which I'm going to use 2 shallots, a tablespoon of lime juice, the 1½ cups of cheese, ½ a cup of non-fat Greek yogurt, 1 cup of taco sauce or salsa, but I chose to use picante sauce because it's not as chunky as the salsa. And then 1 can of corn, drained and rinsed, 1 can of black beans, drained and rinsed, 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. And then at the end, we need a cup of diced tomatoes and a 1/3 cup of chopped green onions. And then you can also put it over like lettuce or tortillas or something like that. I think we're going to do lettuce with ours. So I have my chicken going over here in the pan, and then I'm going to get my shallot cut up. So once those are diced up, now we're going to add those in with the chicken. Alright, the next thing we're going to add is 2 tablespoons of taco seasoning. And this is actually homemade taco seasoning, and I can't remember where I got this recipe from. I think it was a website called Spend for Less Pennies, or I can't remember. If I can remember the name of it, I'll link it down below. And then these jars, I actually ordered a whole bunch of these from Amazon a while ago, and I planned on going through all my spices and I was going to film it, but I just haven't done it yet. But I'll link these down in the description box below, but like I said, I have an entire kit. And if I think of it, I'll put a clip in here to show the kit that I have. Alright, so then just get that all mixed up until the taco seasoning gets all incorporated with the chicken and onion. Okay, so we're just going to let that sit. I'm going to turn the heat down now, and I'm just going to let that simmer just to get the flavors together. Alright, so this is the spice thing I was talking about. So it has all these glass jars. I think that's supposed to be like a little funnel type thing that you can use to pour these spices in there, but they're all blank. It's all glass containers, and they have, I'm trying to do this one-handed, they have the little pour spout thing there. And then it has the label, so you can use these round ones, and you can either put them on the top or like I had it on the side, depending on how you're going to store them. So I've seen some people where they use an actual drawer, a kitchen drawer, and they keep these in there standing like this, and then that way the label is on the top. My drawers aren't deep enough to do that, so if I put mine in the drawers, I'll lay them down. And then they also have these ones, depending on how you like them. So they have different ones. So someday I will do that project of reorganizing all my spices. So I got that, and then I also at the same time ordered this. These have literally been sitting in this corner now for probably, I don't know, I'd say maybe 6 months. But this is an airtight dry food container with lids, so I was going to kind of redo some things in my pantry with that, but just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. Alright, so let's get back to the prep. The next thing we're going to need is half a cup of yogurt with a tablespoon of lime juice. And also, if you're using cilantro, you would mix the cilantro in with this as well. And you just use 1 tablespoon of cilantro. And I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Set that aside. Alright, so after that's been simmering for a little bit, now we're going to add our corn and beans. So this is just 1 can of corn and 1 can of black beans that I've rinsed real well. And add the 1 cup of picante sauce or salsa, or if you're using taco sauce. If you use taco sauce, that may change the point, so you need to double check on that. And then just stir that all together and shut your heat off at this point. Alright, now we're going to assemble the casserole. When I found this recipe, I was reading all the ingredients and I was going to double it. And it would actually up the points to like 5 for blue and purple, and I think 8 or 9 for green. But I decided just to do it the way that it is. With the way that I'm doing it, it's going to be 2 points on blue and purple and 5 points on green. So I'm just going to be doing it with lettuce, so that way it'll kind of bulk it up a little bit. So I have a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish that I've sprayed with cooking spray. Now I'm going to add about half of the chicken mixture into the bottom of the casserole dish. Just spread that around. Now we're going to add the yogurt mixture and just spread that over the top. And just try and even it the best you can. If you are not one for Greek yogurt, you could definitely use sour cream and just count points for it. So when I used Greek yogurt in those overnight oats the other day, I was not a fan. but I really think it's because I didn't use the Fage brand. The Fage brand is just not as tart. I use the Fage brand to make my 2-ingredient dough, and I never noticed that tartness. So hopefully this won't be too bad. Now we're gonna sprinkle it with half of the cheese. And then the rest of the chicken. I will tell you, this smells so good. I'm actually really glad I didn't double this recipe because this looks like it is definitely going to be plenty. So I'm going to be splitting this. This is going to be enough for 6 portions. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Because I'm doing my meal prep different this week, I forgot about my normal things that I usually tell everybody. So this is going to be for 6 portions. 3 for me and 3 for my husband. Now we're going to put the rest of the cheese on there, and this is going to go in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Alright, while that's cooking, I'm going to get my tomatoes and green onions cut up. So I'm just going to use these containers. I'm going to put my lettuce, I'm just using some spring mix. I'm going to put that on that side, and then I'll put the taco bake on this side, and then the day I have it, I'll just pull this lettuce out while I heat up the taco bake. You could actually put something down underneath the lettuce so that way you can just pull it out the day that you do it, but it's up to you. I think this will be fine because these are so big I can easily just pull those out. So I'll just put my tomatoes on this side. The green onion will be fine on the bake. That's okay if that's reheated. And I'm actually going to be cutting up a little bit more tomato than I need because we are having my daughter's birthday today, and my mother is making a rigatoni to bring over, and I'm making a big salad to go with it. So I'm going to be cutting up some extra tomato. So the recipe only calls for 1/3 of a cup of green onion, but I like green onion, so I made a little bit more. So what I'll do is just put a little bit of the tomato on there. You could actually wait until the day you have it if you want, so that, because sometimes the tomato can make it a little bit watery. I think it'll be okay though. So now I'm gonna set the green onion aside, and I'm gonna get my lettuce and tomatoes in the rest of the container. It is done, and it looks so good. Look at that. So now I'm going to take my green onions and just put those over the top. And then I'm going to just try and, might have to let it cool a little bit before I put it in the containers. I just want to get an idea of the size. I think this is going to be plenty. Alright, I feel like that wasn't quite even. So you can see the size. Those are, that's a huge portion. For 2 points on blue and purple, 5 on green, that's really huge. Now the interesting part is trying to get it out of there and into the container. So I think I need to let it cool down and maybe firm up a little bit before I try and get it in those containers. Alright, so I've let it cool down, so I'm going to put it in my containers. It's not all the way cool, but I need to get it going because our company is about to be here. And there we go. So I think that's going to be a pretty good portion, especially just for 2 points on blue and purple, 5 points on green. So if you wanted to add some sour cream or something at the end, you could also do that. So let me get these into the rest of the containers, and then I was gonna cut up a cantaloupe, but I think the cantaloupe is gonna make it another week. So I don't have anything else to do for my snacks this week. I'm just gonna be doing fruit. I did get some poppables, but I'll just count those out when I go to have them. I'm not gonna pre-package those into the bags tonight. And like I said, no dinners this week, just doing a real quick meal prep. All right, so let me put everything together on the table and show you what we ended up with. All right, everyone, so I got it done. I got a meal prep done. I did not think I was gonna be doing it this week. Sorry about my bird in the background. My daughter's in there with him, so they're kind of talking to each other. All right, for snacks this week, this is my snack tray. I have mandarin oranges. I still have a couple apples I need to get eaten up. And I have our 2-point puddings. Also, I am doing poppables this week, but I'm just doing those at night, and I will be having just 1 point worth. I just take 9 out of the bag, and that's all I have. So these snack pack puddings are 2 points. They're the sugar-free chocolate. All right, and then I have our breakfast bentos. So I have, the yogurt I'm using is Dannon Light and Fit. It's the Greek strawberry cheesecake. This kind is so good. Love this kind. And those are 2 points. So for blue and purple, this breakfast is going to be 4 points. And for green, it's going to be 8 points. And then the lunches. I don't even know if I needed the lettuce and tomato with it, but we'll see. Just make sure you take your lettuce and tomato out. And I would say just heat it between 30 seconds and a minute. And you can also do the same with the Canadian bacon. If you prefer your Canadian bacon to be a little bit warmed, you can just throw that in the microwave for like 15 seconds. So I want to let you know that I did take a little bit of a taste of this. If you don't like spicy, cut back on the taco seasoning, maybe the salsa, but because this really does have some bite to it. So just to let you know, I did taste it and it does have some bite. It may be the taco seasoning that I make is really spicy. I have a lot of chili powder in my taco seasoning, so that may be why. So that is the lunches, and again, 2 points for blue and purple and 5 points for green. Okay, so that's it for my super quick meal prep this week. So as you can see, I'm ready to go jump in the pool. I want to let you know that any of the recipes will be listed down in the description box below, as well as any of the items that I use, like my meal prep containers, except for these ones, because these ones I actually just get from the Dollar General. So I'm going to go now and spend some time with my family. So thank you all so much for watching. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Put any comments down below, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. I'm Kristi, and I'm planning us healthy. My grandson's here. Come see Nana! Come see Nana! Come here, see Nana! Say hi! Give Nana kisses! Mwah. Oh, I love you. You driving your car to Nana's house? Where's Papa? He's out there mowing somewhere.
Where's Papa?
Where's Papa?
Papa?
Go see him.
Couple more years, you could be mowing for me.
Okay.
Hey, bud. How you doing? I'm all soaking wet.
Papa's all stinky. Stinky Papa.
Mwah.
Hey, hi.
Wait, Baba and Mama.
Go, Daddy. Daddy, die.
Bye.
Go. What?